Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to the CloudStack Collaboration Conference, virtual CloudStack Collaboration Conference 2021. I hope everybody's as excited about this conference as I am. A lot of hard work has gone into it. And just to let you into a secret, this is my first ever virtual conference. I've avoided them in the last 18 months. I'm hoping everything's going to go really well, but let's just see how we go with the tech. This is I think I counted the 12th CloudStack Collaboration Conference. We've been to some absolutely amazing places around the world over the years since we started with Apache CloudStack in 2012. We started off in Las Vegas, and then we've been to lots of other really lovely places since. We got as far as 2020, and we were all busy planning to go off to New Orleans in the autumn, in the fall of 2020, and then something happened in the world which stopped us all traveling, and we didn't quite get round to doing anything virtual last year. But here we are this year. We're truly global this year. You know, we've got a really cool conference platform. We've got lots of people joined us from all over the world for this conference. I think the thing to say, you know, there's upsides and downsides of doing a virtual conference, right? So, you know, nobody's sat here with jet lag. Nobody's had to go through airport security. But I think the thing to acknowledge is, you know, we have got the elephant in the room, which is time zones. So from a viewpoint of the way we're running the timings on the conference this week, we can't keep everybody happy here. So this is just to give you an overview. Obviously, I'm not going to go into every session here because you can see those in the platform right in front of you. But you know, from a viewpoint of sort of Europe, we're in the middle of the day or towards the afternoon. We're in the evening over in Asia, and we're quite early in the morning on the east coast of the US. And apologies to some of you I know who are on the west coast of the US who are sat there with some very bleary eyes right now. We're running for the next 4 days. We've already had the hackathon yesterday, which was a great success. Generally, we start pretty much at the same time every day. So today we're going straight into some keynotes, and then we've got 2 talk tracks, and then a networking lounge later on. We open up tomorrow, Wednesday, with a booth crawl to go and look at sponsors' booths. Then again, 2 talk tracks and some workshops going on, and we have a virtual pub afterwards on Wednesday. I don't actually know what a virtual pub is yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. On Thursday, we start at 10 GMT with the booth crawl. Again, 2 talk tracks and workshops, and again, a virtual pub. And then we start a little bit later on Friday, and we'll close out about 16:30 GMT. And then we have a party. Just a short one in terms of, you know, putting this conference on. A lot of work has gone into it. It'd be really appreciated if people here who are benefiting from this conference can just sort of help spread the word a little bit that this is happening, so we can help drum up more support for future events. The hashtag for this conference is CCC 2021, or use hashtag CloudStack or tag CloudStack. You'll be pleased to hear that the Clinical Coach Conference 2021 has finished. That was last week, and actually when we did the first one in Las Vegas, we clashed with the Cincinnati Community Conference, which made for some fun and games on Twitter. Just a few thanks before we start. Even though this is virtual, it has taken a huge amount of organization. I want to really thank Yvette. Yvette has driven this event from the beginning. I think I counted it's 14 weeks since she made a suggestion for doing this on the mailing list, and she's lived and breathed this conference for the last 14 weeks, and still is. She's behind the scenes now, moderating, dealing with tech problems, all of the stuff that you would normally see at a conference in terms of somebody running around. She's not literally running, but she's doing a lot of work. So Yvette, a massive thank you from everybody. And Will and Shatish, who have helped Yvette with website, with marketing and all of that sort of stuff. selecting the talks, we had a huge number of talks submitted for this conference, and they always have to be sifted and recommendations made and put into different tracks and things. And that was a group from the PMC of Gabrielle, Dan, Mike, myself, and Sven. Thank you to all of the people who have submitted talks, whether your talk was selected or not. A conference is primarily around people sharing ideas, especially a collaboration conference. So a massive thank you in advance to everybody who's speaking. And finally, our sponsors. Even though we don't have to pay for conference rooms and coffee and tea and that sort of thing, there are a lot of costs in putting something like this on. So a massive thank you to all of the organizations who have sponsored this. Shape Blue, who I work for, Hubilo, who are the provider of the platform, have actually done that through sponsorship for us. Limbit and Storepool, who both got some great storage tech. XCPNG, the hypervisor guys over at CloudOps. eWork, Versio, Indicus, ScaleGrid, all of these companies have given money to enable us to do this conference. So massive thank you. And I ask everybody who's attending this conference, please go and have a chat with the sponsors or give them a mention on Twitter or something. You know, the reason sponsors sponsor conferences is because they have a commercial interest in doing so, and they think the people at this conference may be interested in their products or may be interested in their services. I know all of these companies here. They're all great guys. We haven't got any, I'm sure there's no pushy salespeople at this conference. So please just go and have a chat with the sponsors in their booths, find out a little bit about them, show some interest, and then they're going to be more likely to sponsor the event next year. Because we've got some sponsors, we've also got some prizes. So there's going to be a raffle at the end of the conference. Some brilliant prizes. We've got a MacBook Air, two pairs of AirPod Pro, and 3 €500 Amazon gift cards. Now, there's two ways of winning a prize, of getting in that raffle. First of all, and this is at Yvette's sole discretion, the most liked retweeted tweet of the week. So if you send a tweet this week with any of those three or those two hashtags or the handle CloudStack, the one that gets the most liked and the most retweeted is going to go into that raffle for a prize. The other way of getting in the raffle is to visit the sponsor booths. Can you tell we're quite keen that you visit the sponsor booths? They've got a code. They've all got a code. Collect all their codes and you can go into the raffle. And again, they're not going to force you into buying anything. I'm sure you can just pop into their booths and say, hey guys, what's the code? Or I believe actually, if you look at their booths without even connecting to them, their code should be somewhere in the text on their booth. So collect those, I think 6 codes, and you should be good to go. Thing just to sort of say to everybody, this is a conference. It's a virtual conference. It's new to all of us, this format, but we're really trying to turn this into a conference, not just a sort of series of webinars. We've got 370 people attending this and counting, because unlike a physical conference, nobody has to travel. So we keep seeing the registrations. They're going up literally just before we started. And at last count, they've come in from 25 countries. We've got 51 sessions, 2 tracks, 5 workshops. It's quite important to benefit from a lot of this stuff that you stay logged in. You stay logged into the event, to the event site, because then you'll get notifications if people want to chat to you. You'll get notifications of things that are going on in the conference. So even if you're just, dropping in and out of sessions, please just leave that browser window open all day so you get a feel of what's going on. You also get notified if anything changes. All of the times of all of the sessions should be displayed to you in your local time zone. So this showed this first session starting at 1 p.m. UK time, but if I was in Eastern time, it showed starting at whatever that is, 7 a.m. And also there is a my schedule button you can use to build your own schedule, and then people can network a lot easier with you in terms of seeing what sessions you're going to and that sort of thing. In terms of joining sessions, it's really simple. There's a button next to every session, or should be a button next to every session saying join session. That will then kick off a Zoom session. Obviously, you're listening to me on Zoom today. And that's where it's a little bit different from a physical conference. You can't just sit in the room and wait for the next session. You actually have to leave. So at the end of this, before the keynote starts, you'll have to leave this session and then go and join the next session. For QA and chat, questions, answers, and chats, that again is all in the platform. So don't try and use that stuff in Zoom. And I'll just encourage everybody. It's a bit weird sitting here like I am right now, speaking to a few hundred people. Be great if we can get as many questions, bit of chat going on during sessions, because it's just really nice to have some feedback from people when you're sat at home speaking to people around the world. So please, thank the speakers, ask relevant questions. I'd really encourage it. In terms of if you miss a session, you want to watch a video, they're available almost immediately, and that button there, join session, will become watch session, and you can watch the recording of any session at any time. We also have a number of lounges. These have been sponsored by the sponsors, but they're not specifically for talking about the sponsors stuff. They're just places to hang out, like you would have coffee areas at a real conference. And you can literally go and click on a seat at any time, see who's in there, and go and join a conversation. That could be, a bit of a chat about tech, catching up with an old friend, a business meeting, whatever you want. You can just go and hang out in a lounge. Your conversations there aren't private because somebody else could come and hang out in that lounge with you. We've also got specifically the exhibitor booths. So you go to exhibitors at the top, and there's the companies who are sponsoring. You can go and visit those booths. Again, you can chat in those booths. You can connect to individual people who are manning those booths. You can request a meeting with the companies. And please, everybody just try and go around the sponsors, just check them out and say hello. It would be really appreciated. And you can also collect those codes to win the MacBook Air, which hopefully should make everybody happy. Also, we've got lots of tools for connecting with people. There's an event feed over on the right-hand side of your screen, so you can see what's going on. You can connect directly with any of the speakers, any of the attendees, either by getting straight into a chat with them there and then, or booking a session to have a Zoom call with them. And a suggestion from me, if anybody's experiencing any tech problems, try and do that in the event chat. So more than likely, if somebody's having a tech problem, other people are doing the same thing. And it would be good if we could crowdsource helping people. Certainly, please don't send your technical problems to Yvette. She's far too busy to deal with those. So try and do that in the event feed if you can. So that's it. That's everything I'm going to say for now. Welcome, everybody. Let's use these few days to learn, to collaborate, to share ideas, to share problems. I'm back in an hour or so to do a talk about 4.16. But in the meantime, we've got our first session at 1/4 the hour. That session is bringing digital services to 1.3 billion people with CloudStack by Apache. And I'm so excited for this talk because, there's two things with CloudStack. We, as a community, we don't always know who's using our software. We have these use cases, the users pop up that for years we didn't know were using our software. And Abhishek's organization are one of those organizations. And the other thing with CloudStack, it's being used to do some absolutely amazing things. We all use it in our day jobs for the things we want to use it for, but we forget sometimes the power of a platform like this and some of the good it can be used for. So I'm super excited to welcome Abhishek and really excited to listen to his talk. So have a great conference, everybody. Please try and interact with as many people as you can. Go to as many sessions as you can and enjoy it. And hopefully next year, wherever it is on planet Earth, we will all actually be able to get together physically. So now I'm going to close this session, and you need to go to the next session, join the next session, which is listed just below this one, which will be Abhishek's session. Have a great week, everybody.